Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, The Spiritual Justice Jam. God is Quita, or you can call me Quita. Either one would do. I answer to both. This is just going to be a quick message, quick download that I got from doing the other video. Uh, if you are a person who keep having people like die in your family or people, I'm not talking about of old age, I'm talking about people that die like in their 50s, 60s, 20s, 50 and below. And you keep having these situations happen where either somebody getting raped or murdered or, those different things. A lot of times these things are stuck in our psyche. Say that you murdered someone and you're covering up that you murdered someone and you haven't like fully forgave yourself, or maybe you just didn't go to the proper authorities to report it. I don't know. That's between you and the maker or your your conscious mind. I have no clue, but I'm giving you the reason why a lot of these things will happen to you. Aside from people doing negative energetic work or black magic, voodoo, all that stuff, aside from all that, a lot of times we attract these karmic situations into our lives because sometimes we have done a crime or committed something that we have not addressed. And I said we as just people in general. I have never killed no one with a gun, and no, none of that. Okay. But I'm saying what's left in your subconscious mind or what you did or you feel guilty of, these are the things that manifest in your families. So that's why I say a lot of times how you treat someone spiritually, physically, and mentally, emotionally, it matters, because the way that you treat someone is the way that you think of yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're not protecting yourself, somebody just coming out of nowhere and doing something to you because they're out of their mind or something like that. I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about, hey, I got in a dispute with my brother, and instead of confronting him, I shot him. And then nobody know I did it, but I went and hit the body, and nobody know where little Tay Tay is. You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And then that next thing you know, like a year later, your mom dies, your dad died, then it's just death after death because you don't lock that into your subconscious mind. A lot of times too, when you don't heal your childhood issues, and especially from rape or child abuse or any kind of abuse, and you see that you attract partners or people around you, a situation around you that harbors these energies, and you see that this is a pattern. These are generational curses that you lock in your subconscious mind. The reason why these keep happening is because either you, number one, haven't forgiven yourself. Number two, you did it out of some immoral response to something, or impulsivity that you need to either justify to God, to the family, to whoever, however you need to justify that situation, or whatever you need to be done to for you to forgive yourself, basically, and for the universe to see that you've learned from your mistake. If you constantly carry this around like, I can't show this to nobody, I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't, and you live in this restrictive energy, that's constantly in your self mind. You're constantly manifesting these things. So people say that like some people that sell drugs, let's just take drugs and not all this harsh stuff all the time. The sex, rape, and all that. We're gonna get away from that. That is such harsh energy. But say that you sell drugs, and so drug dealer A, he say, let's just say she, because we always use men. Women sell drugs too. Let's just be honest. So say drug dealer A, she she just she want to sell drugs not because she wants to, because she has to, and it's a situation where I eat, or my kids in this situation die, or if I don't make this money, this person is this is my house is gonna be in foreclosure, something like that, and they're doing it out of that desperation. That desperation can easily be cleared up with that money that she makes if she's careful or whatever. And if she's only doing it for that particular moment in life, and she forgives herself and say, I had to do that. Hey, I had to do what I get to get by. I'm not proud of them. That's not one of my proudest moments. That's someone that's meek. It's not all in everything that you do. And she was being meek. She was trying to survive. She was just being human. Now let's take drug dealer B. She just want to do it because she can. She think it's cool, and you know what I mean. Like, okay, I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna sell drugs. I'm gonna do whatever, anything I'm big and bad enough to do. And then she start killing people, selling drugs, and her drugs start, just people start falling dead and stuff. And then she's prosperous for a while, for maybe 10 years, and this money comes in, and she get the man that she wants, but she's continuing in the drug life, and then all of a sudden she can't have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Or all of a sudden, when she do have a baby, like 6 months is born still, or all of a sudden, you know what I mean, her mom dies out of nowhere. There was nothing reason why her mom should have died, but yet she got this stuff locked in her subconscious mind, and she think that she forgot about it, that it's forgotten, but it's still there because she make this choice. She make that choice out of because she can big enough and bad enough to do it, and she see that it was successful, but she knew it wasn't right. So her conscious is playing out. Her subconscious is playing out within her family, within her womb, and these are the things that the Most High is trying to clear up, to let you guys know, when you do that, especially to your own race, you create these generational curses for yourself. You begin, these are the karmas that becomes in your life, and you be like, oh, somebody's doing black magic. No, you're doing black magic on yourself, because you didn't do that because you was desperate or because you was trying to survive. You did that because you was big and bad enough to do it. Now the universe is big and bad enough to sit you back on your butt and let you know you did wrong. So a lot of times when we're dealing with people, places, and things, and how we treat people and how we respond to the universe, is how the universe responds to us. Because people we can actually see, and if you can actually do a human being wrong on purpose and not be remorseful about it, the universe is taking note, it's taking account of that, it's taking record of that. There is sitting back and saying, hey, this person like to be in this energy, this person like this. So if this person like this, when this next cycle come around, the next 10 years come around, are we gonna give it just what she wants? Because you got to understand, you manifested that into your life. That's why I say, if you have childhood trauma, if you have been raped, abused, any kind of abuse in your childhood, even in relationships that you've been in with after you're grown, it plays a key part. A lot of people don't talk about this, but you can have a mental illness from your partner cheating on you. It can destroy you so much, especially if you really love this person. For this person, it can destroy you until it gets to a point where it messes with your physical world, like your 3D life. And you have to understand that all what you do to people matters, spiritually, physically, emotionally. It matters. And you think the universe is not taking record. Yes, we have people out here that have gifts that can instantly give you a karma, but a lot of times that's not what happened. It's not a lot of people out here that can do that. So a lot of times what the universe is prepared to do is let you live like 5 to 10 years and then start trickling down. So you have to understand what happens in your relationship, what happens to you. You need to take care of your mental, your spiritual, and your physical health at all times. I know that's why in the Egyptian culture and in the Indian culture, they took time at end of each month. That's why the full moon cycle, a lot of people like to do a lot of spell work. But for me, what I found out is cleansing is the best. Yes, that's a superpower. If you do a cleansing on the full moon, that's especially because I'm under heavy attack all the time because of the information and my intuition and my chart and who my man is. So I'm under constant attack all the time, 24/7. I'm under constant attack. So I utilize the full moon to cleanse myself because of the choices that these people who are tricked by the enemy, who are stuck in their lower self, chooses to make. And why should I have to suffer the consequences of someone else's projections? Those are your projections. That's what you want to happen to me. That's not what the Most High wants to happen to me. He said he wants me to have life and have it abundantly. And if my life is not matching up with what God is saying, then there are mountains, people, minds that's coming against me. And people don't understand that thoughts are energy. They're energies. Whether you're doing it consciously or you're sitting down and just think, oh, I can't stand this beat. That is a direct attack on me, whether you know it's subconscious, it's solid, but that's an attack on me because you don't like the energy that I am, because you're not big and brave enough to walk and grow and heal yourself. So you rather like, I don't like her. That's the reason why you don't like me. Or that's the reason you don't like somebody, because, oh, it's not they have done anything to you, is that you don't know how they get that way. And so this is how you do that. So I'm not the type of person why I need to be better than anybody. I want everybody to be healed and walking around and be walking in their bold, most highest self. So I take the time to break these things down. Whatever is in your subconscious mind will manifest in your waking world. So you have to be very careful of how you treat people. People think, A lot of spiritualists, let me not evil, not good spiritualists, are not people who are balanced. These evil spiritualists, these black witches and stuff will download these things into your subconscious. And what they don't understand is when you're doing that to somebody else's subconscious, you're telling the universe that's what you want in your subconscious, and you're getting double for what you're doing to somebody else. And you're like, oh, this person. And then not only that, when dealing with me, I'm a return back to sender type of person. So you're gonna have that in your conscious, and the stuff you sent to me, you're gonna have it right back at you, because I'm not dealing with your ish. You need to be grown and heal it up. I'm not your mother. I'm not your enemy, even though you want to be my enemy. I am not your enemy. You create that thought in your mind. You create that for yourself, because I come in love. I come in my God. I am Christ mindset. I dibble in my Christ side. I don't even dibble. I live in Christ. So you need to understand that there are repercussions, whether you know it or not, when you sending out these energies, because you're standing there in the full moon, or whenever you do it, and you're conjuring this stuff up, and once you conjured it up, you're projecting it out. And then when something happened to you, oh, this person did it to me. No, you did it to you. And if you're doing it to me, I'm sending it back to you. So you're going to get quadruple of what you're doing. So stop it. It's best to go ahead and heal yourself. So you be like, oh, dang, I'm so wrong. So you can catch your own self, and nobody won't be out here checking you. Because I'm going to check you. When the Spirit tell me to check you, I'm going to check you. And I could check you because I check myself. I don't need nobody to say, hey, Shaquita, you're doing it wrong, or this and that. Because at the end of the day, if I can catch it on my own, I'm going to catch it. If I don't, if a fellow man brother of mine say, hey, you did this, I'm be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. I ain't even mean it like that. And then all is forgiven, because that wasn't intentionally done. That was a growing point. That was a lesson for me. But you don't even have a growing point, because you know what you're doing wrong, and you're intentionally doing it. Just like that video of where I gotta make another video about Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, and how the HIV trail started, and how I'll do that in the next video. But these things is vital especially when you intentionally get somebody HIV. Do you understand the repercussions? Then for the next life cycle, you have to come into a world where it's disease filled. And that's why we can't have heaven on earth, because you won't heal your ish. I'm trying to live in peace. I'm going to live in peace regardless whether you have that issue or not. But it can be so much a better place if everybody take responsibility and heal themselves. If you're not a child, if you're not under 18, with all this knowledge and all this Aquarius age that we just got through in, or we probably just finishing up in, however the energies are going right now, baby, we should have baby millionaires out here. You get what I'm saying? By the end of especially, I was born in the 80s, so even if you're lacking behind, by the time I turn like 50, my kids should be millionaires. Your kids should be millionaires, and you're not going to get a millionaire status, or you will, but your energy, if you don't do it from the right place, you're going to lose it. Because I'm telling you, if you don't work hard for what you said, and you don't deserve what you're getting, and you're just getting it, you're going to swindle it. It is because you don't appreciate it. You took the love. You didn't take the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to get it. So it was easily given to you. So you're gonna swindle it because you don't appreciate it. Now, that's why I don't mind getting stuff out the mud. I don't mind struggling, because when I get other stuff, I'm like, oh, I know like what I got to get here, so I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna appreciate it. That's why my man that's in my life now. We went through so many up and down. This is our 7th year. We've been together off and on, and it's been a beautiful relationship, up and down, up and down. It's been beautiful. But he said, babe, through all our relationships, you're the only relationship that made me better. Like, you're the only person. Every time that we go through something, even if we break up, even if it's months and months apart, I come out better. I come out better when you make me hold myself to a standard that I don't even hold myself to. You make me level up. And that's such beautiful energy, because that's what, if you're living lights to do donut, then why are you here? You can do that in the spiritual realm. You don't need to be in earth doing that. If you're not going to add to these beautiful energies, if you're not going to learn the lessons, what are you doing? I understand that we take cycles and cycles to learn to clean out stuff. That's fine. But what are you doing when you know better? What are you doing? And you keep regurgitating these things when you don't heal. when you don't heal from that abuse. Yeah, you didn't do it to yourself. None of us really do it to ourselves because we're children. We don't know better. A lot of times we don't do it to ourselves. But we owe it to ourselves to heal ourselves so we can bring the best out in us and we can have better little ones. They'll be more messed up in another way, but it won't be from rape, trauma. It'll be stuff that you go like, oh, okay, I see that. It'll be a better world for us and our kids. You got to understand that. You guys have to get this into your mindset, into your psyche. This is the good problems you want to have. You want to have good problems. I did a video talking about bad problems and good problems. I love good problems because problems are always going to come. But I love some good problems. And me and my significant other, we talk about this all the time. He was like, yeah, babe, that's a good problem. I was like, and he listened to me so much. Even when I go on my spiritual rants, he's just like, whoa. He's like, this is not my area. I am so insecure in this area. I said, but it's because God is awakening you and calling you to step up. And a lot of times when people get insecure, they lash out, but I love him because he doesn't. He's just like, take stock. He internalized. He doesn't project onto people. He doesn't go around hurting people because he's hurt or he don't understand something. He internalizes it. He sit with it. And that's such commendable energy. That is a brilliant way to be. You want to internalize anything that you done, your actions, what you done. You want to, why did I do that? You want to sit. You want to have time and space to why you do not. That's like in the workplace. A lot of some workplaces I know in some other countries they have. If you're working in a call center, they have a center where you can go and take an hour nap, a 30-minute nap, or something, or just read or meditate. And I think that is so beautiful because that gives a chance for you to detox and to get all that out of your psyche so that you can go be your best self. If you're sitting at a call center week after week and people are just bitching at you day after day, that's why most people are shitty customer service people because they don't take all that nasty, they hold it. And we're not meant to hold on to stuff. That's why we have beautiful angels to transmute stuff for us. That's why we have those angels. That's why we have high frequency music. So we can transfer this nasty energy. And for the people that actually is growing, they don't know no better, or they do know better, and they don't know how to deal with their and they dish out on you. This is why it's necessary, you guys. And I don't make these videos just to hear myself talk. I make these videos because I know that this is what we really want. Because I've been through it and some other people have been through it and they've overcame. I know you can too. I know we can do it together. You get what I'm saying? I know we can. And if anybody is bashing somebody because of mental illness, then that person needs to really look at themselves because, baby, I guarantee you there's something wrong with you. If you're bashing somebody because they're awakened to their mental illnesses, because a lot of people have them and they walk around and thinking that they are normal and there's no such thing as normal. It's a routine way of doing things and it's a common way of doing things, but there's no such thing as normal when it comes to humans because we're all born in different energies to learn different lessons. And I think that's so beautiful. You get what I'm saying? Because if we were all one race, that would be boring. If we were all one culture, that got to be boringness-ish. Think about everybody's food will be the same. Everybody's recipes will be the same. You get what I'm saying? There will be no excitement in life. So I embrace differences. It's beautiful. When somebody say they have a mental illness, it is just they need to be loved a particular way. And if you're not the person to love that person that particular way, leave that person alone. And if they really do have a mental illness, it's okay. As long as they go get help and they're trying. It's the people that walk around that think they normal. She crazy, he crazy. Those are the people that's really crazy. Those are the people that's really got issues. Those are the people that are mentally ill and don't even know it. And that, my friend, is a problem. Ignorance is one of the biggest problems when it comes to mental illness that there is. It's the ignorance. And for people like, I'm normal, I checked all the boxes off. But what happened when you're not normal anymore, so-called normal? What happened when somebody come and hit you for no reason upside your head and you like out your mind? Now you're mentally ill. What happens when you get into a wreck with a drunk driver and now you can't even talk well? You're paralyzed. What happens then? You see how life can take a big turn for you? And that's why everybody should show everybody love and be humble. And if you can't do that, if you don't see God in somebody, just leave that person alone. That's not your area. That's not your person. Just let it go. You don't have to sit there, ridicule, and talk about somebody who's mentally ill. Because I guarantee you, I guarantee you, either you or somebody in your family are mentally ill too. So you need to stop. You need to stop. So anybody that's ridiculing you for being mentally ill or for being raped or traumatized, honey, they're hiding some ish. They got some ish that needs to be dealt with too. Because no person that's full of love is going to go around bashing another person unless they're hurt too. Miserable people brings about misery. I'm sorry. And hurt people, but happy people are happy people. They spread happiness. And if they can't spread happiness to you, then they will take their butterflies and rainbows and go spread it somewhere else. Trust me, I do it all the time. So that will be it for this video. And I'm out. Peace.